Pauline Halton is a visual artist who has lived and worked all her life in Ballyvaughan, Kilnaleck, County Cavan. In Pauline's own words, she says, "I paint all the beauty that surrounds me." And she paints the night sky and hedgerows and chickens and hens and cats and dogs and cottages and interiors. She paints lots of different things. And her work is characterised by the fantastical and the magic. And for any of us who are lucky to see Pauline's work, we can see the magic that she sees and that she creates in her interiors and her landscapes and all her work. And for the past 30 years, Pauline has made a huge contribution to the arts and cultural life in County Cavan by her work, by the way she lives her life, by her personality and her attitude to making art and living an artistic life.
Ever since I was 3, all that was in my head was I wanted to be an artist. It was all crafted with me when I was a child, making little houses and things out of cardboard boxes. And I remember in Ballyvaughan school, in third class, making these 2 houses out of cardboard boxes and attaching them with straw. And it felt like that was my first exhibition in life. My first exhibition was in 1989 in the courthouse in Cavan. And it was the first one-woman show, I think, ever in County Cavan. I went into the exhibition and it was the first exhibition I was ever at. And I never thought anyone would come to it. And there must have been at least 400 at it. Everybody came.
I even remember to this day, I think it was the 19th of January, what was marked about it was a body of very cohesive work. There were paintings of her from mostly interiors. There may have been 1 or 2 landscapes in it. They were all taken from her own home, from her neighbour's home, from the people who lived on her road. They were views into their rooms, often with windows open and doors open. Beautiful sense of composition, bold and vivid. And then this really, wonderful feeling for kind of objects in the room, how the room was made up, how it all came together. And of course, Pauline was interested in giving a sort of a pictorial view of it. It wasn't going to be something that was in any way enslaved to actually what was there, but it was actually going to be Pauline's encounter with these worlds. So they were vivid and fresh and very, really quite joyous. And when they all came together, there really was a knockout exhibition.
The first time I started in the arts office as an employee was with the Drumlin magazine.
It was a magazine that came knowingly out of the landscape. And Dermot Healy was editor of the first years it was published. And then Phil, my father, took it over in 1990 and Pauline worked on it. It had a kind of a power that came out of the local.
And there was about 6 of us was in it and worked on it and worked on old stories of people from Cavan and all sorts of old poems and anything that's writing and photographs and paintings, and it was really a literary magazine for Cavan.
She's passionate about people and landscape that surround her, and that's what the Drumlin fitted in so well.
I really enjoyed working on it. Yeah, I really enjoyed working on it. I feel that all my work really would be, as a collection, would be a history of this road and maybe the Crover road, because I live next door to Crover. I feel it comes from all around me. And I feel that my inspiration in life has always come from here, because I've never really been anywhere else much. And I would have, in olden times, I would have painted all the houses, all the cottages when they were old. You know, they're gone now, with all the ranges and the little windows and the little stairs going up and the fires and the interiors and the little gardens and all this kind of thing I would have done. Painting hens and sheep and exotic birds. And they were painted till it never ended. So that's, I think, where I got my inspiration, was just right here, not even far away. It was like a dream place. There would be funny little houses like that, like strange little ones, you know, yeah, kind of funny.
She's an artist who you could contextualise in with any artists across history and time. She's you know, she belongs to the expressionists, to artists going back to William Blake. She's right up to contemporary artists. Of course, you always think about Pauline with you know, with certain works of Van Gogh or Matisse, so the Fauves, the colourists, all of those things. She's very much absorbing of that, but it is about her in connection to the world that she lives and is in, how she is in the world and what she sees, and her whole kind of relationship and observation of her lived world. So it is this kind of interplay between inner and outer worlds. And for sure, what Pauline makes and creates is very, very deeply personal. Nothing is, as you might say, as it is, but it's very, very much as it is.
The essence of Pauline's work, I think, is Pauline herself.
Yeah, you can't divide.
No, you can't divide.
It comes across very strongly, the joy Pauline gets out of making. She got joy making it, and she got joy showing it to you. And that came across in her work, like hugely, in her exhibitions and everything.
I had a lot of different exhibitions in the 90s and the 2000s as well. I had an exhibition in the American Embassy in Dublin with Cavan artists, and I would have shown that time in the Mansion House as well with the Russian artists, with some of the very important Russian artists. Since I was 15, I was in Brogan's, the pub in South William Street, with Tommy Smith, my relation. I'd go up every month religiously with my bag full of paintings on the bus. Go into Tommy's and have the cup of tea and leave the paintings, and then I'd go back the next month with more paintings. So that was the way I used to do it, yeah. All along it was modern art. It had to be modern art, yeah. You know, it's funny how, if I was painting now, and I had to do the paintings, and I'd put the canvas there and I put the paints there and the brush, and I wouldn't think once about it till I sat down to paint it. There'd be no thinking about it. It comes so easy to me, I don't think I really appreciate it.
Pauline is an amazing professional artist. She has a wonderful skill, and to work with her and to do an exhibition with her is an absolutely fantastic experience. She's a true professional.
It's so magical to see paintings by Pauline. You know, she lets the I suppose the light in. There's a transference of love, I think, in them.
I feel immensely privileged to know Pauline and to experience her work.
I feel privileged to know Pauline, and I got such an understanding of her paintings and insight. It was wonderful for me.
We love Pauline and we love her work.
Yeah,
and
we've loved it for years.
Yeah.
You think about Pauline, you think, say, gosh, you know, she's the Patrick Cavan of Kilnaleck. She's queen of every blooming thing.